Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Unhinged Fangirl with me, Destiny. Thank you for listening to this episode. Yeah, hello, hi. I'm a little tired if we're being honest, but when am I not? So yay. Please follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok. We're posting on there a little bit more. We as in me. Sorry if you can hear whatever's happening outside. Can't control her. I really can't. We have a lot to talk about this week. We have a lot to discuss. And let's just dive right in because as I'm recording this, Love Island starts. Love Island starts today. Hey, I came here for love. I'm jumping. I'm jumping like I'm Cordell. Hey, yes. Love Island starts today. We have a new season. And Love Island USA I'm talking about, okay? Don't get it twisted. But new season is dropping today at 9 p. Okay, so I will be tuning in for that. And I'm just so excited to see what the season really holds for us because if you haven't been keeping up, there's already drama in the cast. But like we haven't even seen anything. They announced the Islanders a couple days ago. And now that their phones have been taken away, they have no idea what's going on. But yeah, there's already so much drama and this is just, it's truly so crazy. So I'm going to name all of the cast members, all of the Islanders. I need to stop saying cast members because they're more than that. This is when Love Island starts. This is how you know it's officially summer. And that is truly so incredible. Now I watched last season, season 6, iconic. We got, a banger season. And I just hope that it's like a little bit like that. I know it won't be as good because we really can't recreate what has already been done. But I hope that we get some good drama. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers. So I'm just going to go through the cast of characters and tell you what I already know. I only know, I think, probably like 3 of these people, but it is of note that I need to discuss. So first up, we have Ace. He's from California. Now, I have been seeing Ace on my For You page because apparently before, he was cast on Love Island, he went live on TikTok a lot. Okay, go ahead. But when he would go live on TikTok, he would like teach people dances. And by people, I mean like the ones that I've been seeing are like men from Pakistan. And he would just teach them different dances that were popular. And it's really funny because obviously like most of these people do not speak English. So they're trying to communicate with dance. But if you haven't seen those clips, they are actually very funny. And I would highly recommend. There's also a sweet one. He was teaching like kids with autism how to dance. And I was like, okay, well, that's real sweet. But hey, you got to make money somehow. So I think he's really going to be a fun character. I just hope he doesn't do me dirty. Okay. Now we have Austin from Michigan. Austin is one of the 2 people who already have raised a lot of controversy on this season. Because actually, let me pull her up. It's Austin and who is it? What's her name? Yulissa. Austin and Yulissa. Yulissa's from Miami, Florida. They have been exposed as a supporters. Trump supporters. Okay? So that has been exposed from their past. Yeah, they have conservative views and that is that on that. And the thing is, it's like they're like heavy Trump supporters. So there's that. I've been seeing people online say that, as soon as we get a chance to vote these people out, like they're the first ones to go. So, and again, they have no idea what has happened so far. So it's going to be interesting to see them for the first couple of episodes kind of interact with everyone in the villa because Most of these women, I'm talking about Austin right now, most of these women are women of color. So it's going to be interesting to see how Austin kind of meshes with that. And I'm only saying that because not only is he a conservative, and I'm not saying all conservatives are racist, I'm just saying there was stuff on his TikTok page that would deem him to act a certain way towards certain races, I should say. If you want to have the specifics of it, you can look it up yourself. I won't really dive into that one, but that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. So yeah, I think like 4 out of the 5 girls so far in the villa are women of color. So he's going to have fun with that one. Yay. It had to be addressed. It had to be discussed. Okay. So like I said, the people online, they're like, we're voting them out immediately. Bye-bye. So there's that. And I can't remember who it was because it was a passing tweet. But 2 of the people in here already know each other. Like one guy, one girl, they already know each other. And so I saw a comment that was like, let them just like do whatever. I don't know if it's going to be a reveal like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're here. Like, you're here. Whoa, that's crazy. But I don't know how they're going to play that off, because if they act like they don't know each other and they're just kind of in there just to date for fun, it's going to be a little interesting. And I don't think the viewers are going to like that, or they could like it if they're a fun couple. Who knows? Who really knows at this point? But I forget who it is, but 2 of these people know each other because the people found that they were liking each other's Instagram from like way, way back. So they are aware of each other. There is also Jeremiah, one of the guys, he's also from California. There was a TikTok that went viral of this girl. She was like, I wonder, it was something along the lines of, I was wondering why this guy ghosted me, and then I found out that he's on the cast of Love Island. And turns out she was on Temptation Island, I want to say, or like another dating reality show. And she was talking to Jeremiah before he got into the villa. And then once, obviously, the cast was announced, she realized why he had stopped talking to her. But they had went on a couple dates. They said they really liked each other. And I'm like, that's so crazy. Like, imagine being ghosted and then seeing the person you went out with on reality TV, and you're about to like see his love life unfold for the next how many weeks. That's crazy. But also so usually when the Islanders like get picked, they have to sign an NDA and not tell anyone. Well, duh, that's what an NDA is. They have to sign an NDA saying that they won't talk about what show they're going to be on. Okay, they kind of have to like disappear for a month and not really give a bunch of specifics. And so I understand why he couldn't tell her, because he legally was binded that he couldn't. But also, if you know you're going on a dating show, or if you like, putting in that process, why would you go on dates with other people? I don't know. It seems a little sketchy to me. But that's just me. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about everyone, because we'll see how everything unfolds during the season. But I can't wait. I will probably be updating weekly. I'm going to try to keep up to date. But again, Love Island they're pumping out episodes like that. So it's going to be a little hard to keep up. Can you keep up? But I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to try to update here and give you my thoughts, because I am really excited for the season. But what I really wanted to talk about today, oh God, I can't. I posted on the Unhinged Fangirl podcast a little teaser of who I was going to be talking about, and here it comes. So now that I'm speaking of Love Island, I want to talk about Jojo, Siwa, and Chris Hughes. Now, if these names are foreign to you, God bless you. Literally, God bless you. You have a life, and you are not completely on the internet. Like, but if you know these names well, We're in the same boat, babe. We are in the same boat. So I'm going to talk about them as a couple in a second, but I need you guys to understand the backstory of everything that is Jojo Siwa. Because I grew up with Jojo. Not actually. Let me rephrase that. I grew up watching Jojo. So basically, like, me and Jojo are like this in a way, but not actually. Because let me just dive into it. So Jojo Siwa is an entity of herself, but we discovered Jojo on a little show called Dance Moms. But even before that, Jojo was a top 5 finalist on the second season of Abby Lee's Ultimate Dance Competition. So, Dance Moms, let me backtrack. Dance Moms was a show on Lifetime about this studio called the Abby Lee Dance Company. And it was about Abby and I don't even know. I mean, we had Maddie, Chloe, Nia, Mackenzie, Brooke, and Paige. That was the original Abby Lee Dance Company. I hope I didn't leave anyone out. But it was these girls who were dancing at Abby's company, and they were competition dancers. So every week they had a different competition. And Abby was known as a very, like, harsh teacher. She told you how it is. She yelled at the kids. She yelled at the moms. The moms yelled back. But it was a very, like, toxic environment. But as a reality show, it was pure gold. Because we had the competitions itself, and then we had the competitions inside the studio that were mainly involved with Chloe and Maddie, because they were always fighting to be number one in Abby's eyes. But Abby had a favorite. Okay, it was Maddie. She loved Maddie. Maddie was like her prodigy, her golden child. Maddie could never do anything wrong. But Chloe was always like second best to Maddie. And I'm not saying this as an opinion. I'm just saying this is like what the show was portraying. So it was always the competition between them. And then it was also the competition between the girls. And on top of all of that, every week, Abby had a pyramid system. Okay, so, if you were on the bottom of the pyramid, you didn't do that well that week. Middle, sure. Top of the pyramid, obviously, is the best spot that you want to be in. So Abby would do these pyramid, not sessions, but she would, gather the girls, gather the moms in the studio. She would, tick off who is what ranking every week. And that would be like the start of the show every week. So that is the entire premise of Dance Moms. As the show went on, there were more characters, quote, there were more girls that joined, because after the first season, it got a lot of press and a lot of pickup in the dance community. So there were always people who wanted to be a part of the Abby Lee Dance Company. Later on, we had Kendall, Kalani, some people left as well. Some people came back and left. But then also Jojo joined at one point as well, which is what I'm about to get into. So now that we've talked about Abby Lee as a whole, Jojo, she had a spin-off show called Abby's Ultimate Dance Competition. Can I speak for 1 second? Wow. Tongue twisters. So this spin-off show, I'm not sure if they were competing for a spot on the Abby Lee Dance Company or just like as a champion in Abby's eyes through this competition. Either way, this was a very good opportunity that if you wanted to be a part of the Abby Lee Dance Company, you could get in front of Abby and she could critique you, and week by week, people would get eliminated, and then there would ultimately be one winner. So again, this is a great opportunity if you want to be in Abby's face and to have, national recognition for your dancing. Okay, so Jojo was a top 5 finalist, like I said, and she was also the youngest contestant during the second season. Okay, so she didn't win the show, but Abby was like, I think you're good, and why don't you come to Pittsburgh, which Abby's dance company was in Pittsburgh. Why Why don't you come to Pittsburgh and we can put you on the show. We can put you with the girls and see how you mesh. Okay, so that was season 4. And I believe Jojo was like 11. Let me look this up. Yeah, she was 11 years old when she auditioned for Abby's dance team. Right off the bat, Jojo is like a young star. She's very energetic. You know, she sticks up for herself. She says what she wants, and she's not afraid of like a little competition. She's not that shy. She's a powerful dancer. She does a lot of acrobatics. She's very talented. So, yeah, Jojo was a part of the 4th season, like as an alternate, and then she was officially part of the crew during seasons 5 and 6. And during this period was obviously, you know, Abby's getting a lot of attention. Her name is being brought up everywhere. If you're talking about dance, you're talking about Abby Lee. So she moved the studio to LA, and Jojo was a part of this group that also went to LA with Abby to, you know, kind of help the legacy continue. But that's not important. What's important is we see Jojo for the first time when she's 11 years old. Okay? She, you know, does well in the competitions, but she's not like the star. You know, Maddie is the star, quote unquote. So during all of this, like, I don't think there's one girl who was a part of the Abby Lee Dance Company that does not have trauma. But the thing about Jojo is that she still has a relationship with Abby. And I don't know if any of the other girls still have that kind of relationship. She still talks to Abby. She is so grateful for what the show has, you know, brought to her. And if it wasn't for the show, she wouldn't be who she is today. And she acknowledges that all the time. So it's very interesting how Jojo sees it. But I think, you know, she also is dealing with all of that trauma all the time. But anyway, now that we're caught up about what Dance Moms was, let me actually, so she was a part of season 4, 5, and 6. And then after that, she signs a deal with Nickelodeon because Nickelodeon's like, this girl is a firecracker. She's a great dancer. She has passion. She has a passion for singing. Is she good at singing? That's questionable. But Nickelodeon's like, we can work with her. It's fine. So then after that, also, I forgot to mention, this whole time, Jojo is known for like putting her hair in a ponytail and wearing a big, big bow in her hair. Like that's how her hair always is. Okay, that's going to come back. But Nickelodeon's like, we want to sign you. Like this could be something. We could do something here. I think she did a couple of like acting roles for Nickelodeon, but she was kind of the face of Nickelodeon for so long. Like little kids loved Jojo Siwa because she had on these bright colors. She had her bows, and she was just like a firecracker on stage. And she like made music with Nickelodeon, and she eventually like toured all across the world, you know, singing, dancing, being Jojo Siwa. So still at a very young age, Jojo is becoming like a household name. She is touring around the world. She has merchandise like I've never seen anyone self-market herself like Jojo has. It's actually insane. And it's like a very strategic business move. I don't know who on her team, or was it her mom, her dad? I don't know who did that, Nickelodeon. But like I've never seen someone market themselves like Jojo did. When I tell you, also during this time, she's like a YouTuber. She's doing everything. Okay, she will not stop. She has bows, Jojo Siwa bows that are sold everywhere. Oops, sorry about that. She has Jojo Siwa bows everywhere. She has, t-shirts, backpacks, lunchboxes, games, puzzles. She had an ice cream at one point. Like anything that could be a merch product, Jojo had. And the thing about her as well, she had a house in her room that was filled with every single merch item she has ever made with Nickelodeon. I mean, it was a JoJo room. It was literally dedicated as the JoJo room. She was a millionaire. I swear by the time she was like 16, it was, I mean, maybe even sooner. Honestly, maybe even sooner. Once she signed that deal with Nickelodeon, her life changed drastically. She wrapped her car in just pictures of her face. Like, I mean, she had everything she could ever want. Like, the fame of it all was insane. So, yeah, she's with Nickelodeon for a long time. And then I don't know when they parted ways, but at some point, them and JoJo and Nickelodeon, she's like, I actually don't want to I don't want such a kid image anymore. Like, I want to step out. I want to do something big. And so I think it was around the time that she came out. She came out in 2021. I don't remember. I think at the time, she just came out as like queer. I could be making that up. But, she's like figuring it out. Whatever, that's fine. She came out. She got a lot of backlash for that because obviously the parents of a lot of her fans were like, how could you do this? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. But so, she's going through all of that. She's like trying to find herself. Basically, the thing that I'm setting up is like JoJo has been through a lot and she's only 22 years old, right? She's only like, I know when I was 22, like I thought I knew myself. I didn't know a thing. I didn't know a thing. So imagine JoJo growing up in the public eye for so long. It has got to be the most confusing thing ever. But anyway, she comes out in 2021 and, she does Dancing with the Stars. She's doing like other ventures, aside from Nickelodeon. She's also had a couple public relationships that haven't gone as well. She's figuring it out. She's dating some girls. Like, she's having very public breakups. It's a whole thing. Hi, guys. I'm editing the podcast and I realized I missed a crucial point of JoJo's lore. And I didn't mention Karma. So in 2024, JoJo released a song called Karma. And if you heard the phrase, karma's a bitch, I should have known better, anywhere on social media, that's because of JoJo's song. This was also during her phase of, parting ways with Nickelodeon, wanting the world to see her as an adult. And so she released this song called Karma. And in the music video, she's wearing like all black. Like I mentioned, she used to dress in a bunch of colors and, she still does. But this was her Miley Cyrus can't be tamed moment, if you will. But yeah, the music video was crazy. Her dance for this song was everywhere. She was promoting this song like crazy. But I would be so remiss if I forgot to talk about Karma and the cultural impact that it really was. Because everybody was talking about it. Even if they hated the song, everyone was talking about it. And that's one thing that JoJo's good at. She's good at making people talk about her. Now we get to April of this year, right? So JoJo decides that she wants to go on Big Brother. I think it's Celebrity Big Brother, actually. JoJo wants to go on Big Brother, but the UK version, okay? So Big Brother started in April of this year, 2025. Now, I didn't even know that this was all happening because I'm not a Big Brother stan. I don't watch Big Brother. I don't know what Big Brother is. Like, every clip that I ever see of Big Brother is just people in a home hanging out and maybe having a little bit of drama, but I don't understand the concept of it. I know there's games involved. I don't think there's an elimination. Like, I don't know how you win Big Brother is what I'm trying to say. I have no idea. But anyway, JoJo decides that she wants to go on Celebrity Big Brother UK version. Why the UK? I don't know, but that's what she wants to do. Now, when I first saw clips of this season, I was like, oh, JoJo's on it. That's wild. They just like popped up on my Twitter. But the first clip that I saw of the season, which I'm pretty sure was like one of the first couple days of when they're in there, I think they're in there for like 20 something days. Literally, like, I think it's 3 weeks. But they have no contact with the outside world. They're just in this house, and, you know, they're being filmed 24/7. I think the only places that they aren't allowed to film is the bathroom. But it's very much like a Love Island, but they're always being filmed. The first clip that I saw of this season was actually like, it was crazy. So there was another contestant on this season. His name is Mickey Roke. Mickey Roke. I don't know this man, but he's like some like quote unquote legendary whatever. It's actually so irrelevant, because the clip that I saw, Mickey was talking to Jojo, and he was like making references that because she's a lesbian, he was like making some type of remarks, and I was like, ew. Okay, ew. And then later on in the clip, there is a certain word that some people in the UK use for a cigarette that is a slur in the States, the F slur, okay? So while they're having this conversation about Jojo's sexuality for some reason, he's quote unquote, he's making a remark about getting a cigarette, but it's toward Jojo. And so that makes it seem like he's calling her the slur, okay? Which I'm pretty sure that's what he meant to do. He can probably deny that or whatever, but from when I watched that clip, he was saying that slur to Jojo or towards Jojo, okay? So he makes a slur, national television, by the way, and in walks Chris Hughes, okay? He's very important to the story. Chris Hughes is sitting right next to Mickey. He hears him say that to Jojo, and Chris is like, bro, you can't say that. And Mickey's like, I was talking about a cigarette. And Chris is like, no, you weren't. You can't say that. That's not okay. Well, he's lecturing this grown man at his big age how he can't say a slur. That's crazy. So that happens. Jojo is like off to the side. She's hearing everything that's happening over there, and she's trying to brush it off like it's nothing. And then afterwards, Mickey gets up or whatever, doesn't say anything to Jojo. And Chris walks over to Jojo, and he's like, are you okay? And Jojo's like, yeah, I'm fine. And obviously, like, visibly, she's not fine because of what just happened. So Chris is like, it's okay. Like, you're okay. Like, you're okay. So he comforts her in that moment, which is very sweet. Literally, when I saw that clip, I was like, Jojo, get behind me. Get behind me before I mess this man up, okay? Because what? We're doing this in the year 2025? That's crazy. What? It was so uncalled for. But in that moment, Chris and Jojo, they really bond. You know, Jojo's very appreciative of Chris. She's like, thank you so much for, you know, having my back and like being there for me. Really appreciate it. Chris is like, of course. So, you know, this starts the bond that is Chris and Jojo. Later on, Mickey like apologizes to her, but I'm like, literally leave. And I think he had to be eliminated over something else. But even the Big Brother, like, I don't know, universe, they were like, Mickey, get into we need to talk to you. You can't be saying that. And so he got eliminated for something else, whatever, it doesn't matter. So he's out of the house after a couple of days because he is unhinged. Yay, he's unhinged. But so that all happens. But I told that story because this is the moment that Chris and Jojo like really bond. And so after that moment, you know, the 3 weeks are happening in the Big Brother house. There's continuous clips being put online of Chris and Jojo getting very close, very touchy. Now let me say something really quickly. Chris Hughes was a contestant on Love Island UK a couple seasons ago. He ended up with a girl whose name I can't remember right now, but they ended up breaking up. So Chris is single at this point. Also, Chris is 32 years old. Did I forget to mention that? Yeah. Chris is 32 years old. And like I said, Jojo at this point is 22 years old. She's 22 currently. So if we're doing the math correctly, that's a 10-year age gap. Okay, need a moment of silence for that. 10-year age gap. So also, it should be of note that at this time, Jojo was in a relationship. She was in a relationship with someone. And yeah, that's all I have to say on that for now. Jojo was in a relationship. So, clips are surfacing. Also, Big Brother is live. Like, this is happening in real time. I don't think I made that clear. This is happening all in real time. So, Jojo and Chris are getting closer. There are clips of them in a hot tub together. His arm is around her. They're talking. They're being silly together. There is a clip of Jojo going into Chris's room and she's like, oh no, he said that he dreamed about Jojo, right? He was dreaming about her. And then Jojo said something along the lines of like, did you miss me? Oh. Oh my God. Thinking about it now is like actually so crazy. Oh my God, I can't. I could like cry. That was crazy. Mind you, Jojo has a partner, okay? But the entire time they are in, I was about to say the villa, not the villa. The entire time they're in the Big Brother house, they're like, we are just best friends. Like, this is my platonic soulmate. Like, I've never felt this close to someone. Truly, you are the best person in my life. Like, you are my best friend. There's nothing romantic going on, okay? Because at this rate, at this time, Jojo has, said, like, I'm a lesbian. Okay, yes, you are a lesbian, of course. So she's like, there's nothing romantic going on. Like, there's no way. But obviously more clips are not resurfacing. They're surfacing or being shown because, again, it's live. This is happening live. Jojo's partner is seeing all of this go down. So, they're obviously getting closer. There's another clip that was like towards the end of the season, I'm pretty sure. And they're like saying goodbye to each other. They're like in the bathroom or something and Jojo is talking and I kid you not, I need you to watch this clip after you're done. But there's a moment, Jojo's like talking, she's like saying how she feels, blah, 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 blah. She's like, I'm so grateful for everything, blah, blah, whatever. Chris is touching her nonstop. Like he's like, I can't. He's like getting stuff off her face. He's like wiping her tears. He's like brushing her shirt. Literally, he would not stop touching her. And I was like, okay, we get it. I think I have a clip of it pulled up. Hold on. Oh my God, wait. He's literally like, oh my God. Oh my God. It's actually so crazy. He's touching her hair. He's touching her earrings. Literally just finding a way to have physical contact with Jojo while she's literally being like, I just am so sad to leave. Like, I've had such a good experience here and I'm so grateful that you're here with me. Like, oh my lordy. He's like wiping her face. They're hugging. Like, this is not what best friends do. Unless my best friends suck. Like, they don't do that. They don't do it. I can't stress enough how they just don't do it. Lord have mercy on my soul. Lord have mercy on my soul. There's also, oh my God, I didn't even talk about this. There's also a moment, I don't know what's happening, but like they're dancing together. Noses are touching. Noses are touching. They are so close together. Their noses are touching. They're like spinning. He did the dirty dancing lift on her. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just had to really, really unload that clip real quick. Like that. I saw it today. I'm looking. Like what? I need to mute this. But oh my God. Like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. I mean, he really executed the dirty dancing lift perfectly, but like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, guys, I wish you could see what I just saw. Oh my, this dancing clip of them, I don't know where they are in the household, but they're just like, this is actually, no, that's crazy. Their faces were just so close. She's like touching his chest. He's touching her waist. That, oh my God, I had not seen that clip before. Oh my God. And then, so all of this happened, right? Big Brother has wrapped. They're doing a press tour, obviously, to talk about what happened, what we saw during the season. The whole time, Jojo's like, both of them actually, they're both like, nothing romantic is happening. We're just, we're soulmates. Like, we are platonic soulmates. I love him. He loves me. Like, everything's totally platonic. Totally platonic. Okay, that's your famous last words. Your famous last words. Mind you, Jojo is still in a relationship. So days after Jojo leaves the Big Brother house, it is announced that Jojo and her partner split, no longer together. Her partner made a couple videos about the situation on TikTok, basically just saying like, I was kind of blindsided. Just kind of getting their side of the story. Devastating. Because you're watching your partner on live TV essentially flirting with someone else. Because no matter how they want to swing it, like what was happening in that house was more than friendship. I'm sorry, but that was way more than friendship. If I had a boyfriend and he did what Chris was doing with Jojo, no. That just wouldn't happen. So, yeah, they leave us friends. Jojo is now a single woman. And so, Jojo and Chris are still talking. They're still platonic soulmates, quote unquote. They're hanging out with each other. They're going to Disney together. Okay. And the photo dump from Disney was actually diabolical because there's photos of them, hanging out on the bench. There's a photo of Chris. Chris's hand is on Jojo's thigh. Chris's hand is on Jojo Siwa's thigh. And we're still playing the we're just friends game. Okay. There's photos of them like laying on each other on couches. Like truly some crazy PDA. But the whole time I was like, okay, maybe they're literally just doing this for clout. Like maybe they know people are talking about them. And because Jojo Siwa is so smart, I'm like, she's definitely doing this for like, press. All press doesn't have to be good press. So I'm like, they're just playing it up. That's what I thought. I'm like, they're just playing it up. I'm not okay with it. Because mind you, let me remind you, Chris is 32, Jojo is 22. 10 years is not a big deal when you're like 40 and 50. Or 30 and 40, really. But when you're 22 and 32, that's when I have a problem. That's when I have a little bit of a problem. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, they're like, hanging out. Jojo's performing. She changed one of her lyrics to one of her songs. I forgot what the original lyric was, but she's like, Chris Hughes' eyes. She said Chris Hughes' eyes. Talking about like something like, I don't even know what the song was. I don't know the context of it, but she said his name in a song. Mind you, they're still friends. They are still friends, just a couple of friends. And literally, also, Jojo, when we talked about before, Jojo is one of the only people from the original cast of Dance Moms that still has a relationship with Abby. She took Chris to meet Abby. There's a selfie of Jojo, Chris, and Abby Lee Miller. Yes. You heard it here first. Okay. Yeah, totally. And so, as I'm recording this today, oh, sorry, I didn't even mention, on the June 1st, it's currently June 3rd. On June 1st, Chris posted a photo on his Snapchat. All my YouTube viewers, I'm going to put it up on the screen because it's crazy. There's a photo of Chris and Jojo in bed. It's a selfie, right? Chris is shirtless. I don't know. I'm not going to say that Jojo does not have clothes on, but you can't see them if they are on. He literally took a selfie of them in bed, cuddled up, and he said, sleep tight. Mind you, still friends. They are still friends at this point that we know of, okay? That we know of. Also, might I add, he posted it on June 1st. It's the first day of Pride. First day of Pride. Right. And the thing is, a lot of discourse was happening online because a lot of people were saying that a lesbian got a boyfriend before me. Yeah, that's fine. Yep. So, again, as I'm filming this, Jojo made a statement yesterday confirming the relationship between Jojo and Chris. Oh, wow. What? They're dating? What? That's crazy. It's not that crazy. We saw this coming. She just put out a statement being like, this is my person. Like, we really made a bond in the house, and like I want to pursue this more. So they're officially dating now. Yes. And I'm not saying that Jojo can't date a man. I'm not saying that. She's obviously like figuring out what and who she likes. That is totally fine. Bi people do exist. And I'm not saying that she can't date a man. I'm just saying the way that this happened, the way that we went about it, Jojo, like, maybe we could learn from this and like try to do better. That's all I'm saying. That's truly all I'm saying. Again, I just really need to reiterate that he met Abby Lee Miller. Like Jojo, have you learned nothing? Jojo, have you learned nothing? Anyway, that is the drama between Jojo Siwa and Chris Hughes. So if anyone ever asks, if you know anything about it, now you do. I need to talk about more things, actually. The episode's not done yet. One thing that I do want to touch on is that Taylor Swift, she finally has her master's. And I don't mean her degree. Hey. She has her music master's back. I'm not going to get into the details of, how that all went about. But basically, her first 6 albums she did not own the rights to her music. So, her first 6 albums, which were Debut, Fearless, Red, 1989, Rep, I'm missing one. Oh, Speak Now. So her first 6 albums she didn't really own, and that's why she has been doing the Taylor versions of her old albums, because she wanted to own her music. And the reason for that is because when she wanted to buy her masters, the company that she was with was like giving her demands that were kind of unreasonable. And so she lost out on the sale of that, and then it ended up going to Scooter Braun. And then I think Scooter, like, she didn't buy them back from Scooter this time. Like, she bought them from a different company, but I think Scooter's, like, there is a lot of logistics. But anyway, she owns all of her music now. But that's awesome. That's so great. But we were waiting for Reputation, and we still are. She doesn't have to re-record Reputation, because she was like, yeah, I've only done like a third of the album. Like, apparently she just could not talk about Joe Alwyn anymore. Like, she's like, I'm actually done. I don't want to do that. I don't want to re-record all of this stuff. Like, I can't. Which makes me think, like, she won't sing some of those songs. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But honestly, the Swifties just want the vault tracks from Reputation. We don't need the vault tracks from Debut. Honestly, I'm maybe I'm lumping us all together, but me personally, I don't need the Debut vault tracks. I don't. I mean, obviously they would be like fun to hear, but like if she decides she doesn't really release those, that's totally fine. But Taylor, it's an obligation that you have, I fear. I'm going to need those Reputation vault tracks. I need to know what you were talking about. I need to know what you were thinking back then. Give me something good. Give me something good. But anyway, that's all I want to say on that, because the next topic I really do want to dive headfirst into. I keep saying dive headfirst on this podcast, and like I just kind of need to stop doing that. But I saw a TikTok this week, and for those of you that don't know, Stray Kids are on tour right now, and they're doing stadium tours. So obviously they're coming to DC. I'm seeing them in DC, and a lot of the stadiums are baseball fields. Okay. So, big crowds, big stands, we're up in the gates of heaven in those nosebleeds. You know what I'm saying? So I saw a TikTok of this girl. She was reacting to Stray Kids going on stage, and I saw everyone in the TikTok was sitting. Now, granted, she was probably like in the 300 section, if we had to like put a name to it. Like, there's the floor, there's like the, I guess, 100s, but I think she was like 2 to 300s in the stadium. Okay. And so I'm seeing that nobody is standing where she's sitting. And so when I bought my tickets, I think I'm in like the 200 section. Like, I'm not, I didn't want to be in the pit. I like Stray Kids, but they're not one of my like alt groups. So I was like, I want to go and experience them, but I just like, I don't want to shell out that much money. So that I took it upon myself, and I commented, oh, so no one's standing, which in my defense was a little shady, but it wasn't directed towards her. It was directed towards everyone in that section. Like, I could see like the people curved around, like nobody was standing. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. Little did I know that I would be causing an uproar in this woman's comments. As it sits today, the comment that I made, oh, so no one's standing, has over 4,000 likes. Right. Okay. But people are attacking me. People are basically attacking me because they're like, you can do whatever you want with a ticket, like whatever. You don't always have to stand. Like, I am afraid of heights, so I will not be standing. It makes me dizzy. It's very steep. Whatever. Okay, girl. Okay, that's fine. That's totally, like, here's my thing. If you want to sit at a concert, by all means, go ahead and sit. If you are not able to stand, go ahead and sit. That's totally fine. But for me personally, in my home, in my house, any concert that I go to, I will be standing. I don't care. I don't care what kind of concert it is. I will be standing because as a concert goer, I need to feel that energy on my feet. Okay. I need to be up. I need to be moving. I need to be dancing. I need to be shaking. So I will always stand for a concert. And honestly, all of the comments to my comment made me really nervous because I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be sitting in the 200s. And I'm going to be standing. So is everyone else around me not going to stand? Because I feel like it's more common for, or maybe, I think this is a general statement, but I've been seeing like people sit at K-pop shows and I'm like, guys, what are we doing? Like, especially the people in the nosebleeds, they're like, they just don't stand. And I'm like, I don't care where I'm sitting at a concert. I will be standing. I don't know. Maybe that's like just me and my culture, but you know, I just feel like it's more energetic and it's not, there were some people that were commenting that were like, the boys can't even see you. Like they don't care if you stand or not. It's not about the boys. It's about me. It's not about the group I'm seeing. It's about me and my experience at the concert. So my 10 toes will be on the ground. They will be standing. But again, like I said, if you want to sit at a concert, go ahead. You can sit. But don't you dare tap me on my shoulder and ask me to sit down because it's not about you. It's about everybody's experience. And if I have a better experience standing up and singing and dancing to my favorite songs, I'm going to do that. And if you want to see them, go ahead and stand up. Go ahead and stand up. Thank you. Obviously, if you're not physically able to stand up, like, you know, we can accommodate. But I'm just saying, like, the last thing that I want to happen at the Stray Kids show is for me to get a tap on my shoulder. If I get a tap on my shoulder and the girl is not saying, "Oh my God, I love your outfit," I don't want to hear it because I will be standing. So I'm a little anxious now. And I'm just like, I just want to stand. Is that too much to ask? I want to have fun. But while I'm talking about concerts, I want to talk about boyfriends at concerts because this is a topic that every time I go to a concert, I see it. I see it every time. Now, to bring it back to me, I will go to a show by myself. I have no problem going to a concert by myself. You know, I see it as I would rather experience something by myself than to have to ask someone to do it or to not be able to go at all. You know, obviously if people want to go to the show, come with me. Come to the show with me, of course. But if I know no one else is going to want to see this artist, but I do, I'll just go to the show alone. That's totally fine. Now, I'm not saying that every girl who brings her boyfriend to a show is codependent, but I just have a problem, and I know a lot of people agree with this. I just have a problem when your boyfriend is one, taking up space. That's fine. If you bring your boyfriend to a show and he knows nothing about the artist, nothing about the songs that are being played, none of the set list, like none of the vibe. If he knows nothing and he's just standing there taking up space, blocking my view and my homegirl's view, we have a problem. I'm so sick of the couples at concerts who literally hold each other and don't move. I hate you. Just know that I hate you. Because why are you at a concert and you're not moving an inch of your body? You're not even bopping your head. You're going to have to give me a little bit more. You're going to have to give me a little bit more here because I'm about to go crazy. Why are you blocking my view? Okay? And I'm not short. I'm 5'7". I'm not that short. I'm like average. Maybe even on the taller side if you want to get crazy with it. But why is your 6-foot boyfriend standing right here, smelling bad, probably like you're not moving at all. You're not being considerate at all. And you're just there to hold your girlfriend while she takes videos. Like, literally leave. Why would a man be there? Why would a man be there? That's all I have to say on that. Because that's going to piss me off every single time. And I see it every single time. Especially the indie shows. Like, when I went to go see Remy Wolf, please. Japanese House, please. Like, you can leave. Thank you. You can leave. I just want us girls to be a little more independent. I just hold my hand. I just want us to be a little more independent. That's all I'm asking for. Okay, 2 more things, I promise. Oh my gosh, I didn't even do the question of the week. What made me unhinged this week? That's going to go ahead and be Jojo and Chris Hughes, which I already discussed. I really need to put that question at the top of the rundown so I don't forget it. But there you have it. Lastly, Milo Manheim. If you aren't aware of who Milo Manheim is, he is the love of my life. 1, 2, he, you may know him from the Disney zombie movies. I have watched all of them as my homework. Yes, I have done that. They're cute movies. They're kind of, they give like I'm not comparing them to High School Musical because they are not comparable. They're not. But they're kind of like a Descendants type of movie. Like they're a movie musical. Okay, so that's beside the point. I found Milo through a show called School Spirits. It's on Paramount. You guys should go stream that show because it's actually very good. Thank you, Maria, for putting me on that show because it's so good. I love it. They just got renewed for season 3. But in between that, Milo was Seymour on in the off-Broadway show Little Shop of Horrors. Yay! And because I was and am completely, utterly obsessed with him, I made my friend Jenna take me up to New York to go see the show. Like, when I tell you, when I saw him announced as Seymour, I was like, I have to go. It was literally a calling. It was like I was being pushed to New York. So, I was like, I have to go see him before he leaves. Like, I have to go. So I had the privilege of seeing him, which I was so grateful for. And also with Broadway, like, especially if you're going to a specific show for a specific person, like, you never know, like, they could get sick and they could, like, the understudy could be in. Like, it is truly a gamble. But I was willing to do that because I love Milo so much. So I literally went to New York in the middle of the week. I went to a Wednesday show. Crazy. But I saw him and he was he was co-starring the show with Liz Gillies from Victorious. Yes. It was truly an incredible cast. Like, perfect. But anyway, it was Milo's last show a couple days ago. And I just need to read you the caption that Liz Gillies posted on her Instagram because Liz renewed a couple weeks for Little Shop, but Milo is leaving. I'm probably to like do other things. This whole press tour that they had during, this run of shows was so incredible. But I need to read you the caption that Liz Gillies posted on this collage with Milo. She goes, Milo, my Seymour, my friend, the golden retriever to my black cat. So true. I'm going to miss falling in love with you and dying in your arms every night. Thank you for being everything and Audrey, can ask for and more. Hey, I'm going to cry. And then his comment under it, he goes, my life is so much sweeter now that you're now with you in it. I love you. Come die in my arms anytime. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just about cried. I just about sobbed. She goes, the golden retriever to my black cat. dying in your arms every night. Like, ooh, that's poetry. That's really, really poetry. I love Milo so much. And that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. I love him, and I'm so happy that I got the privilege to see him on stage. Before seeing him, I didn't know he could sing like that. Like, before I saw Little Shop, I hadn't seen the zombie movies. And even in the zombie movies, like, they don't do his voice justice. Like, he was made to be on stage. He was incredible, and I hope he does more Broadway stuff. And I'm just so in love with him. Truly, truly. All right, guys, let's wrap it up. Let me talk about the book that I'm reading. So remember last week how I was like, yeah, I'm going to be reading the book from Abby Jimenez. What's it called? My Happy Ever playlist. I lied to you. I lied to you because a couple days after that, I hadn't started the book. But I went to Barnes & Noble, and they were having a BOGO deal of all romance books. So I was like, okay, yes, and I will be participating. So I picked up the new Ali Hazelwood book, Problematic Summer Romance. Now, one thing y'all need to know about me and my reading journey is that anything Ali Hazelwood makes, I'm going to be reading it. I've quite literally read all of her books except for Deep End. I haven't read Deep End yet, which that's totally on me. But the timeline of which I was reading things, like, I was going to get to it. Okay, I was going to get there. But literally every single one of Allie's books I am obsessed with, except for Not in Love. Ooh, sorry. But we can talk about that at a later date. But anyway, I started reading Problematic Summer Romance. What page am I on? I'm on page 94. I like this book so far. I think this has the potential to be something really great, and I love it. Basically, this is a book about Maya. We actually met Maya in Not in Love, but this is not like Not in Love, if that makes any sense. Because Not in Love was very... I don't even know how to put it. It was not like Allie's other books, but this one is more like a typical romance. But this is a age gap relationship because Maya is 23 and Connor is 38. And Maya has had a crush on Connor for years, and Connor is her brother's best friend. And they're at a wedding together in Italy for a week. Now, if I'm about to eat this up for real. I'm literally going to eat it up. But yeah, I'm reading this, and then I will go back to the Abby Jimenez book. But I just wanted to update you guys because I'm obsessed. Literally, Allie can actually do no wrong. And I trust Allie with my life. Because after I read Bride, which is like her paranormal vampire werewolf book, she could literally serve me anything and I will eat it up. And I mean that truly deeply. Like, I loved Bride. Bride is like a fun read because Allie usually writes about academia, but Bride was just like completely left field. And I had a great time. And honestly, if you want to get into Allie, she also has a YA book called Check and Mate, which I don't see enough people talking about ever. And I love Check and Mate with my entire soul. Like, it is so good. If you like The Queen's Gambit, if you like hearing about chess, you're going to like Check and Mate. It's, oh my God. It's so good, honestly. I need to buy a physical copy because I need to reread it. But anyway, that is where I'm going to end the episode off this week. Boy, did we talk. What did we learn from this week? We learned that the cast of Love Island already has so much drama. And honestly, it's 8 p.m. right now, and I only have 1 hour left until the new episode drops. So, period. That's called time management. So I will be talking and giving you an update about that next week. We also learned so much about Jojo Siwa and her journey into being in an age gap relationship. Okay? That's awesome. And we also learned about concert etiquette and how I act at concerts and how I will be standing at every single concert that I'm at. And if you try to tell me no, I will fight you. Isn't that fun? But yeah, guys, thank you so much for listening to this week. Just a reminder, new episodes every Thursday. I meant to say that at the beginning of the episode, but I forgot. New episodes every Thursday of the podcast. Follow us on TikTok and Instagram. Follow me personally on Instagram at dvictoria9. Share the podcast with your friends. Share if you have some fangirl friends or people who, like listening to podcasts, share the podcast with your friends. Please get those numbers up. There was another thing that I was going to say that I completely forgot, and so I don't think it's relevant anymore. Anyway, yeah. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.